Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Kanun Sarvopari. So in this video, you will see a productive day in the life of a law student. So after doing all the morning stuffs in the morning, I sat back to my study sessions at around 10:30 in the morning. And yeah, don't forget to stay hydrated because staying hydrated is really important for a student who is preparing for a competitive exam, obviously. So without getting diverted from my topic, let's discuss what I studied today. So basically I had my first study slot of around 1.5 hours starting from 10:30 in the morning till 12 at noon. I have basically started with the Constitutional Law 1, that is basically Constitution of India, and I basically covered some introductory part in the first lecture. I studied some basic facts related to the historical background of the Constitution as well as part 22 of the Constitution. I hope you all are aware that our Constitution has basically 22 parts if we talk about numbers, but if we talk about the total number of parts after all the amendments, the total number of parts would be 25, but the numbering parts is still 22. So basically we have 22 parts. If you are wondering why I did part 22 first, it was because it is basically an introductory part. It deals with the short title, commencement and repeals of the Constitution of India. Moreover, if we talk about Constitution, then what exactly is a Constitution? So basically, Constitution is a legal document that has legal sanctity of its own, and it is a document that regulates the structure and functions of the three organs of the government. So basically we have three organs of the government in India, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. You can also call that executive. So basically legislature, executive and judiciary. So basically legislature is an organ of the government that helps in the making of laws, that actually makes the laws. In India, under legislature, we have Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and President. So basically Rajya Sabha is given under Article 80, Lok Sabha under Article 81 and President under Article 52. And this whole concept of parliament is given under Article 79 of the Constitution. Moreover, for any bill to become a law, that bill has to be passed by Lok Sabha first, then Rajya Sabha, and then it also requires the assent of the president. So the fact that a bill requires the assent of the president at last to become a law is mentioned under Article 111 of the Constitution. And when the President of India does that law, the date on which he does that, on which he actually signs the bill, actually becomes the enactment date of that law. So basically our Constitution was enacted on 26th of November 1949, but it actually was enforced on 26th of January 1950. That is why we celebrate 26th November 1949 as the Constitution Day and 26th January 1950 as the Republic Day of India. Moreover, if you read part 22 of the Constitution, more specifically article number 394, then you will read about commencement. It mentions that there are 15 articles which already had themselves enforced on 26th of November 1949. However, remaining articles were enforced from 26th of January 1950. Moreover, if we talk about executive, then India has parliamentary form of government, which means that in India we have a real head, that is Prime Minister, and a nominal head, that is namesake, that is President. And the fact that the President has to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister is given under Article 74 of the Indian Constitution. Now that we have discussed the basic overview of legislature and executive, let's move on to judiciary. That is the favorite subject of most of us. So basically, judiciary has the power, or judiciary has the responsibility of interpretation of laws. That basically means that under Article 13 of the Indian Constitution, High Courts and Supreme Courts of India have the power to declare any law as unconstitutional and thus to be void, which is violative of the basic principles given under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. That basically means that High Courts and Supreme Courts have the power to struck down or to bring down any law and declare it unconstitutional if it is violative of the principles given under the fundamental rights of the Indian Constitution. But we need to remember that this power is not given to district courts and lower judiciary. This is only given to High Courts and Supreme Court. Under Article 13 Clause 1, the judiciary, that is basically High Courts and Supreme Court, have the power to bring down such laws which are pre-constitutional, and under Article 13 Clause 2, they have the power to bring down such law that is post-constitutional. And under Article 13 Clause 3, the word law is defined. After that, I also did some quick facts related to Constituent Assembly and the duration of the Constituent Assembly that it took to make the Constitution, and also some quick facts related to amendments of the Constitution. Moreover, do you know that most of the provisions in our constitution have been taken from the Government of India Act 1935? But if we talk about a country from which we took most of the provisions, that is United States of America. Then what exactly did we take from UK, that is Britain, that ruled over us for almost 190 years? So here is the answer. So basically we took parliamentary form of government from UK, the bicameral legislature, the institution of speaker and deputy speaker given under Article 93 of the Constitution, and also the principle of single citizenship as mentioned under Article 9 of the Indian Constitution. Moreover, we also took the principle of parliamentary privileges that are basically given to the MPs from UK. And do you know that the 5 writs we have, that principle of writs is also taken from the UK. Have you ever wondered that why didn't we take majority of the principles in our constitution from UK? That is because UK has an unwritten constitution. Now, if we talk about 5 writs, then basically we have 5 writs, and under the principle of writs, the High Court under Article 226 and Supreme Court under Article 32 have the power to issue writs. These are basically habeas corpus, mandamus, quo warranto, certiorari, and prohibition.